You know, in English, the word meet is our go-to for pretty much everything, right? We meet friends for coffee, we meet a new boss, we even meet deadlines. But if you've ever tried that one-size-fits-all approach in Spanish, you've probably hit a bit of a wall. How can one simple idea need so many different words? Well, it's because Spanish is super precise about the kind of meeting you're having, and trust me, once you get the logic, it's a game changer.
So that brings us right to the big question. How do you really say to meet in Spanish? The secret isn't finding one perfect translation. Nope. It's all about understanding the situation. Are you meeting someone for the first time? Are you just meeting up with friends you already know? Is it a formal business thing? Once you start asking those questions, it all clicks into place.
And the answer is, there are three. That's it, three main verbs that do all the heavy lifting. And in this quick explainer, we're going to break down all three, one by one, so you can start using them and sound totally natural.
All right, let's start with the big one, the one that's all about firsts. This is conocer. Just think of this as your go-to verb for any kind of introduction or brand new experience.
See, its job is really specific. You only use conocer when you're meeting a person or getting to know a place for the very first time. It's all about that initial moment, that beginning of a new connection.
Let's see it in action. If you say, ayer conocí a mis suegros, everyone knows you met your in-laws for the very first time yesterday. And of course, there's that classic phrase every single Spanish learner needs, mucho gusto en conocerte, right? Nice to meet you. If you're being introduced, conocer is your verb, no question. So the key idea is this. If it's the beginning of knowing someone or something, if it's the very first time, you're using conocer. It's really as simple as that.
Okay, so what if you already know the person? I mean, you can't be meeting them for the first time over and over again, right? For this, we need a new verb, and that verb is encontrarse. This is your everyday, casual meetup verb.
Encontrarse is for when you're meeting people you're already familiar with. And what's really cool is it does double duty. It works for planned meetups, but also for when you just randomly bump into someone. And you can see those sides of it right here. Me encuentro con Pablo is obviously a plan. But then you have me encontré con ella en el supermercado. I ran into her. That was a total surprise. Encontrarse handles both of those situations perfectly.
So the bottom line for this one is to just forget about first introductions. This verb is all about the physical act of getting together or running into someone, whether you meant to or not.
Okay, on to our third and final verb. This one's for those more structured situations. Let's talk about reunirse, the verb for all your formal and organized meetings.
Now this one has a fantastic little clue built right into it. Reunirse is directly related to the Spanish word for a meeting, which is una reunión. So if you're talking about a business meeting, a board meeting, or even a big family reunion, this is going to be your guy.
And you can totally see the pattern here. A committee, clients, a huge family gathering for the holidays. These aren't just casual coffee dates. They're organized events. They have a purpose. That's the perfect time to use reunirse.
So here's your memory hook, plain and simple. If you can call the event a reunión, then you can use the verb reunirse. It's that easy.
All right, that's our three main verbs. We've covered them all. Now, let's pull everything together into a super handy guide that you can use to make the right choice in, like, 2 seconds flat.
Okay, this chart is basically your cheat sheet. Let's run through it. Meeting for the very first time? Boom, conocer. Meeting up with friends you already know? That's encontrarse. A formal business meeting? That's reunirse. And that all-important phrase, nice to meet you, is always, always, always going to use conocer.
Now, before we finish, I have a quick pro tip for you. There's one common little trap with our first verb, conocer, that we need to clear up, because it can also just mean to know, as in to be familiar with something.
Just look at this side-by-side comparison. Conozco Madrid means I know the city, I'm familiar with it. But the moment you switch it to the past tense, conocí Madrid, it snaps right back to that first-time meaning. It means I met Madrid or I got to know it for the first time back in 2020. So the verb tense here is absolutely everything.
So, if you take away only one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. Before you speak, just ask yourself one simple question. Is this the very first time? If the answer is yes, your verb is conocer. If the answer is no, it's going to be one of the other two. I promise, that one question will solve 90% of the confusion.
Okay, your turn. Time to put this knowledge to the test. How would you translate this sentence, I have to meet my new boss tomorrow? Now think about that one key question we just talked about. Is it the first time? The word new is your giant clue here. That should point you right to the answer and give you the confidence to say it correctly.